welcome back. My name is Sally and I'm a mixed media artist in Australia. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining me, and if you're not new here, thank you so much for coming back. So I asked in my community tab this week, I put a poll up asking what you would prefer me upload this week, between the setup of my bullet journal for August or another unboxing of the Upcrate subscription box. The Upcrate box won very narrowly, so that's the video that you're watching, and you probably already know that by the thumbnail and the title and the description. Yeah, let me know if you do want to see bullet journal content. There was some votes for that video, so I'm more than happy to still upload that. I'm trying to get things done a little ahead of schedule this week because I'm literally, as soon as I finished filming this intro, I'm jumping on the road to go shoot a gig in my old hometown, so that's gonna be fun. And I've got some commissions that I'm behind on, so I'm trying to get like ahead of myself for videos. I am going to be painting something on that canvas eventually one day. Don't worry. I do want to do some videos which are more like full painting process and illustration process and like more sort of tutorial type situations. So yeah, let me know if that's what you want to watch. I can still upload the bullet journal video in a couple of days. If you still want to see that, let me know. But in the meantime, this is what we're doing today. We're going to unbox this art subscription box. We're going to talk about the supplies and we're going to make some art. So get comfy, grab your snacks. Let's go. Okay, so let's open Upcrate 47. Oh, that's so satisfying. Ooh. We have okay, so we've got some masking tape by Artspace, which is the Upcrate brand. We have like an icy pole stick. We have 4 acrylic paints, and it looks like we've got our primaries: Pyrrole Red, Ultramarine, Lemon Permanent Lemon Yellow, and Titanium White. So acrylic paints. And is this some kind of plastic like scraper thingy? What are we making with this? What are we making with these? Oh, there's a green. Permanent Green Deep. And these are Amsterdam All Acrylics Expert Series by Royal Talons. All right, I'm going to need to read the magazine because what are we doing with all of this? All right. Oh, there's another, okay, there's another icy pole stick in there. And 3 pieces of paper. I love how we get the random HelloFresh cards, the German HelloFresh cards. Stickers, cute. All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Magazine. Ooh, so this is some like textured paint situation. Amsterdam acrylics, masking tape, That's actually going to come in handy because I've been wanting to get some proper paint masking tape for a while. Black squeegee. Squeegee is designed specifically for applying paint on surfaces. This allows the artist to apply pressure precisely to control the amount of paint released onto the surface. 2 mini wooden stirring sticks for mixing colours. 3 sheets. Our surface is 160 GSM pulp dyed colour paper. It's got a nice texture to it. It's off-white. It's like a cream colour. I'm not sure if you can really see that on camera. Yeah. Last month's box, we actually got a full pad of paper, which was nice, but we're back to 3 sheets. That's okay. Co-captain is Amber Vittoria, a artist and poet working in New York City. And here we have some of their work. So it's quite textured and patterned. This is not at all the kind of stuff that I do. So it'll be interesting to see what I can make with no brushes and just a squeegee. So we're getting some examples of the kind of style that they do. Tips. Tape your paper to your working surface. This way the painting doesn't move around as you're pulling the paint down the page. Pull the paint with a firm grip on the squeegee. Pulling the paint too lightly may yield globs getting stuck to the page, unless that is what you're after. When peeling off the tape, peel slowly. Peeling the tape too quickly may rip the paper by accident. Tip 4, have fun. The beauty of art making lies in the imperfection of being human. Yes, agree, strong agree. Lean into the errors you naturally make. That is where the magic is. That is such good advice. Totally agree. Art out of the box. Oh, so okay, so this is an example of popping tape down and then making shapes within the tape. So maybe we'll experiment with something like that. Yeah, that could be cool. Yeah, okay, that could be cool. Maybe we could do something like that. All right, getting some ideas. Sailor is Judy in the Skynet. That's cool. The color palette with this month's supplies, so we can get quite a large variety of shades when we mix our colors together just from those 5 paints. Upcrate Battle 45 winners, Circular Village. That was a really fun box for me. I loved the piece that I made for that one. I'll link the video of me making that up above so you can watch that. Upcrate news. Upcrate will enter the future. Our Upcrate magazine is going digital. The first e-magazine will be in the August 2023 box. Oh, so this is the last Bottle Post magazine that we'll be getting in the box. That's cool. I don't mind it going digital. I think that's much better for the environment. It's going to be available in 2 languages, accessible with a QR code. Less weight means we can put more paper products inside your box that you can use for your artwork. So that's a plus. I'm sure some people will be upset about not getting the magazine, but I don't mind. I really don't mind it being online. Then I don't have to awkwardly read everything out to you every month. I can just get stuck into the supplies and make art. So our prompt words this month for the battle is liquid forms. All right, I think I'm definitely going to play around with making some stencils out of the tape. And yeah, cool. Let's swatch out the colors, mix up some shades and see what we can make. Okay, so I was a little bit bamboozled when I opened up this box and saw the supplies. So I thought, let's just swatch everything out and use some different techniques and see what kind of effects we can manage to come up with. So I just put blobs of all of the paint on the surface, and this paper, I used the textured side. It gave a really nice effect, and you can probably see it here, like where it doesn't quite grab everything. It gives a really nice texture on the paint. It was quite thin for wet media though. I think this would be a really great paper to experiment with pencils or pastels or something like that. I think you could get some really cool effects with that. I just thought I would try and see what kind of marks I could make with the wooden sticks. And then I was just sort of experimenting with different kinds of pressure on the squeegee, applying the paint directly to the squeegee and seeing what that would produce, because I really didn't know what I was going to do with this box. I usually work with more detail, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that with this, so that was hard for me. I would say I'm a control freak, but you know, I do like to be in control of how the art supplies come out on the page. So yeah, this was really challenging for me, this box. I thought then I would get my palette out and just mix up some colors and see what that would produce as well, and also using the paint on top, like layering it on top of one another and seeing what would happen with that. It's a very heavy body acrylic, so it had no problem layering at all, and it was actually really nice paint, and I'm stoked to have it in my collection and use it with brushes. So this was also a really messy experience, and I went through so much paper towel, wiping off the squeegee and cleaning up my palette and wiping down the sticks, and it was all over my hands. And yeah, not that I hate getting messy with art, but I just didn't feel like it on this day. And then I used the edge of the squeegee just to see if we could get some more precise kind of lines that way, and it wasn't super effective. And then I thought, well, what, you know, can we use the stick like a brush? Kind of, maybe that could work. And then I just did a little test of using the tape as a stencil down the bottom of the page there. So you can see the paper just warped a little bit. It wasn't really fantastic for this much paint. And you can see also there the texture of the paint on that paper. And the other side of the paper was quite smooth, but I thought the texture of the paper was cool. And then I just wanted to see how easily the white would layer on top. So the prompt for this month's box was liquid forms, and I actually completely disregarded that. I just didn't even think of it until after I'd finished this piece. I sort of forgot. All I wanted was just make something, and I was already pretty confused by all the supplies, so I just sort of made whatever. So the first thing I did was pop down a background, and it was also just, it felt like a bit of a waste of paint. Like there was so much paint left over, and you can't reactivate acrylic, so that kind of bothered me a little bit, but I like the way it looks as a background. And then I just got the masking tape and tore it in half so it was a bit skinnier and started masking out a shape. And can you guess what this is? Oh, I'm so basic, I'm so predictable. So I thought, let's make a little skull and see how this turns out. So it's a little bit fiddly, but I do collage art as well, and I'm used to sort of cutting up little bits of paper, so it wasn't like super annoying for me. And so these were the only other supplies that I actually added in. I used my X-Acto knife and my little cutting board there. I might have had more success with this box if I had have added paintbrushes or something like that, but I really try to stick with just the supplies that are in the box. I think you should be able to create something with everything, like just using the things that they provide you. So that's always what I love about the challenge of it. So I thought I would mix the blue and the white together so it would have some contrast on the warm background, and then I just peeled off the tape. And I didn't wait for the paint to be completely dry, and it didn't matter, but I'm pretty impatient like that. And I just used the knife to sort of peel up the center pieces, the nose and the eyes. So I don't hate how this turned out, but I don't love it. It's just, yeah, I don't know. And then I thought, because of the sort of texture of the paint, maybe we could sort of use the stick to just roughly put in some flowers, like some roses around the skull. And so that's what I did. And it's just, I don't know, it's not my favorite thing that I've made. So I just, yeah, blobbed on heaps of paint with the end of the stick and made little sort of individual petals, and then used it to make the leaves as well for the roses. And I didn't map any of this out beforehand, I just sort of was winging it the whole way. And then I was using the edge of the squeegee to try and get some finer lines with the green paint for the stems of the flowers. And the flowers were quite successful, I will say that. And maybe I could have put in more effort, I don't know. I wasn't super inspired with the box, I've got to be honest. Although, like I said, the paint is really beautiful, and I will definitely use it again in a more traditional way that sort of suits my style a bit more. I just decided to pop in some of the blue just to add a little bit of contrast and some details to the skull, and that's the finished piece. And you can see here the texture of the paint. And I don't usually work that way, so that was kind of nice. It took ages to dry, but I actually quite like the effect of that. So here is the finished piece. I didn't use the prompt to inspire me because I just really wanted to get something made. And then I thought, oh, let's just make another piece. I've got 3 pieces of paper. One I used to swatch everything out. The second one I used for the skull. And the third one I thought, let's do something a little bit more abstract. And this was also a way that I could use up some of the excess paint that I had left over from the other piece. But it just used a lot of paint, and I wouldn't go through so much paint if I was just using brushes. So I just thought, I did a little background, and then I put the paint directly onto the paper and used it that way as well to see what kind of effect that would have. And yeah, that was just a little experiment, and this would probably work as a background to another piece maybe in the future. I might see if I can paint something on top of it, so stay tuned for that. And this was what I made. So yeah, let me know if you got this box and if you had any challenges with it, because it was certainly really challenging for me. And thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate y'all so much, and yeah, consider subscribing to my channel and leaving a comment for engagement, and I will see you next time.